Nancy, you notice I didn't announce it, so there's less people. But I didn't remind them. Yeah, why don't you pop down, Leanne, and have her do a quick one. I'm starting in 5 minutes. Even though we're lying, it's not 5 minutes. I know. Huh? Paris at the front desk. Paris, does she know how to do? You know how to do an announcement? Has she ever done an announcement? Hey, I don't think I've ever heard her. That might be kind of scary. All right. Is Leanne gone already? Nope, she's helping someone. Well, we can do a sound check. Huh? I'm not on. I can't do it because I'm not on. Why am I not connected? Their ace director. Well, I don't know if are you trying to figure it out, or are you? I'm not broadcasting yet. Can you later when I call out Patty? Can you spin over the camera to her? For what? They have to do it down there? You're gonna tell her to do the announcement? Okay, open the link to it now. Hold on, we're delaying this one. Yep, full screen, you should see us. And then now go to channel 1-2 on the TV, and we're gonna do a sound check. You want Paris to do the announcement? Sure. Paris, do you know how to do the announcement? She doesn't know how to do it. Chicken. What would you like me to do about that? I'm going on here.
Hi, how are you?
Hello. Good for you. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, testing, testing. You hear me? Okay, see what happened, guys? We didn't do an announcement and we have a smaller crowd. My bad. I was busy and I didn't get to make the announcement. Reminding everybody. I guess that's good. It's cheaper for me, less drinks to buy. Hello, happy there, happy there. What is it, Wednesday? Wednesday. Thank you, Herman. Don't worry about it. It's only beer. There's been worse things on this floor. Not a problem. Happy Wednesday. It's July. Lord, little bit of a heat wave going on out there, and got it back again today. Tomorrow, warm. And I think it's calming down on the weekend, so that's good. If you have any plans, tomorrow's supposed to be a hot day around here, and then cool back down again. You kind of see things, the folks that are up here. Hello, everybody at home. Sorry you're not up here. I wish you were. And you can still run up here and get a free drink. Come on up. We're watching Patty, who's working hard at making this a jungle fiesta for the Filipino night tomorrow night. Big exciting evening. I swear I've never seen the dining staff so excited about anything as they are about this. So I think that's good. It's kind of an honor to them and to all the rest of the folks that we have in the house that are from the Philippines. Patty, thank you. I'm watching the jungle go up over there. We'll have some music and some entertainment and fun, and I'm sure you'll hear about that in a minute because I'm stealing Carolee's thunder. I do want to say one thing, and then I'm going to say it again to remind you, if you're a Giants fan or you're not a Giants fan, tonight's game against the Toronto Blue Jays, third quarter is the Masons for Mitts presentation of their annual check. They raise money all year to purchase mitts for underprivileged children. And tonight they being Doug Ismail, who some of you know, he runs the foundation at the Grand Lodge, and Alan Casselou, who I think most of you know. They will be out on the field, and I don't know if it's before the third inning or after the third inning for the big check presentation. So there's a bit of a presentation to it. The check is over $600,000. It's supplied to date this year only over 4,500 mitts to children across California. So the check tonight is for the Giants program, and some of you may know. We've been with the Giants for years now doing the Masons for Mitts program. This is nothing new. They have raised over $2 million in this program over the years. Well, they have expanded now, and they have a similar program with the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Diego Chargers and the California Angels. They are now have programs going with all of those professional baseball clubs to raise money to buy mitts for underprivileged children in California. So this is just the Giants tonight at $600,000. So if you get a chance, go home and turn it on, watch a couple innings of the game if you're not a Giants fan or a baseball fan, and then watch our guys down there on the field present the check to the Giants. Be kind of fun. Sorry? Yay for the Masons. Yeah, this is a good program. This one and Raising the Reader, which you all know, that's just my heart tug for all the free books, the bilingual books we give to the kindergartens and first graders around the state. And most of you know, if not, I'll remind you, we did adopt Guy Emanuel right down here at the foot of the hill, this grade school. And so those kindergartners and first graders are getting the advantage of the Raise the Reader program. That is throughout the state of California. It's in over 400 kindergartens and first grades classes in California, and this is all from the Masons. So it's a great program of bilingual reading ability and assistance for bilingual children with their parents who may not speak English or read English. They're allowed to read with their children with these bilingual books, and not only in Mexican and Spanish. It's also in Tagalog and in Chinese. They have it for children, for students. So it's like a heart tug for me. I love that program. Anyway, enough of that. Which one of you two would like to go first over there? Carolee, Penny. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Sit down. I forgot. Yeah. Sheffy Shefferden wants to go first because he's got to get back in the kitchen. Come on over, Hef. And I want to tell you guys, thank God, after 3.5 years through a pandemic and today of not having a full team, we actually, as of this week, have a complete team of cooks and dishwashers in the kitchen. And it's really huge for a big reason. Not only, first of all, because this guy's not having ulcers anymore and going crazy, and having to stand shifts all week long in different positions, morning or night or whatever, and focus on what he needs to be doing, which you will see in the menus because he's got some really exciting stuff coming up in the menus. Brand new kind of things like action stations in the dining room, clam chowder in the sourdough bowls, all kinds of things coming. So, yeah, looking forward to that. And I'm going to say this. I know he's not going to want me to say it. I don't want to jinx it. If this crew hangs in there and they stay, because they're a really good crew, and it's looking stable, by August, we're going to open up table service and the salad bar and bring the whole big salad bar back for you all. So that's pretty exciting. But cross your fingers. Now that I jinxed you here, you can have the microphone.
Okay, I'm done. He said everything I needed to say. As Chuck said, there's a lot of good news coming up. I'm excited about the new team that we got. We got a good group back there. I'm really excited about a couple of them. There's some new ones that we're still working in. We're still working with. They're going to be a good group. What I wanted to come out and discuss is on July 30th, we're going to have a fun action station. And aside from that, we're going to have a nice, fun chocolate fountain action station as well for dinner. So watch out for that. And it's a short one. Chuck already discussed everything else I wanted to say, as usual. There we go.
All right. Hey, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. And yeah, I know you're happy as hell. Been a long haul to get this crew filled back up again after the pandemic. So all of us, the whole team, we're very excited about this. As you know, this lunch specials are back, and our new sous chef is working with Dominic on the lunch special menu each week now. It's just, we're all just kind of just so happy that we've got a full team back there finally. All right, Carolee, Penny, either one, come on up. Come on up.
Come on down. You're the next contestant on
Wheel of Fortune.
The Price is Right. You win it, Carol. I knew somebody would get it. Okay, the Lifestyles team is looking for another proofreader to help us with our newsletter each month. If you're interested in being that person, please let us know. We would love to have your eyeballs on our writings. We really appreciate it. Let us know. We also have a lot of high schoolers who are calling us wanting to volunteer here. So if you have a project, an event, a program, something that you would like to have some support with or some energy with or some ideas with, we got teenagers that would love to help you. But we would love to hear your ideas because they're wondering what to do with you. They just want to hang out with you. So let us know your ideas. Okay, on Friday, July 12th, we have the resident forum, and Whitney Williams will be the nurse general practitioner, will be here to present what health services are available on campus in the Saddam Clinic. And this will include podiatry, physical therapy, and pharmacy. And please note your Kaiser insurance is not accepted, but I'm sure she's going to talk about that and see different ways you can get around that. But she's going to come and talk about all the services that are available for you over at Saddam Clinic. The next day, our very own Nancy here is going to talk about what is Lifestyles. And she's going to tell you how to sign up for outings, trips, what happens when you get on that wait list, what you should do, how to start a new program. And the reason why she's doing this is because we're finally starting to see our trips get more people going on them again. And we're starting to get wait lists again. And so people are coming to the office, oh no, I'm on the wait list. I'm never going to make it. You're going to make it. So she's going to talk to you about what that means, what happens when you get put on the wait list, and why you should always, always, always put your name on the wait list. On the 18th and the 25th of this month will be the block party barbecues. So please look for your invitation if it's your week, the week before in your mailbox. On July 18th, Penny's going to be doing true and false, but she may be talking about that. I think I might have put that down when she's even talking about that. She'll be up there talking about that later. Okay, on July 19th, Bananagrams and Jenga. Are you looking for a new game to play? Would you like to stretch your brain muscles while having fun? These are two great games that are good for your brain, memory, and dexterity. Are you curious? Come and join the fun. Both those games are really fun. If you've never played Bananagrams before, it's super fun. So come on up. We used to have that every Sunday. They used to play in the game room. You need to get that going again. Okay, on July 23rd, we are going to have What the Honk? Exactly. What the honk? It's driving skills and technologies with Melanie Henry. She's going to be talking about the changes in aging and how this impacts our driving skills. She's going to tell you some new driving tips that you can use and some of the technology that's available out there. So plan on attending that. That's going to be a good session. And then on July 26th, we have a very interesting presentation on Save a Life from Opioid Overdose, which seems weird because we don't really have opioid overdose here at Acacia Creek, right?
Thank God.
However,
There's something going on underground we don't know about.
right. However, it is out in the community and it can come here and you would probably never know it. I mean, it's everywhere. So the director from Howler's Pharmacy, who actually came here and gave us all of our COVID shots, he's coming back and he's going to talk about opioid overdose and what does that look like and what are all the forms that can come in to you. It could happen to your family member. It could happen to you while you're out in the community. You just never know. It's everywhere. He's going to help us understand the opioid crisis and proper administration of I can never say this word right. Naloxone. Naloxone is crucial for anyone if you encounter opioid overdose. It's going to be very interesting. I wish I was going to be here to hear it, but I think it'll be very educational for us to understand what's really happening with the opioid overdose that's happening. It's very addictive. It's like a narcotic. It's come to the session. Come in. I don't want to give it away because I want you to come and learn. All right, that's all I got. I'm going to end it on opioid overdose.
You're okay, John. You're not on them. So yeah. That's all you need to worry about. Pennies rolling in.
Oh, hello, everybody. Oh, well, I have a few things going on that I wanted to talk about. Okay, first of all, Chuck needed his notes early, and I forgot all about the variety show. There is a variety show happening in October, but the sign-up sheet is now in the binder if you would like to sign up to perform in the variety show. So we're looking for people to do anything, play music, tell jokes, sing, play an instrument. I don't know what you got. Plate spinning, magic, whatever talent you have. Play the radio. No, John. No, John. But you could sing. I've heard you sing.
I don't sing good, but I sing loud.
Yeah, you do sing loud. Okay. So please be on the lookout for that. Also, coming soon, Community Unity. Did you all read my article where I talked about Russ Charvonia coming? Okay, good. I'm glad somebody's reading something. Okay. So this is new. It's very progressive. Russ has come here. He talked about civility to us. This was pre-pandemic. He created civility standards. But now this is going to be, it just coincides with Terry becoming president of both Acacia Creek and Masonic Home. And he is bringing a gentleman who also wrote a book. Both of them have written books about civility. So it is through that lens that they're going to come and they are going to hear about what you want to create in your community. Because this is where I work, where you live. We should all be creating something if we have a desire. So let me read what I wrote. Okay. So together, residents and team members from Acacia Creek and Masonic Homes create our campus culture. So think of these sessions as a compass like Russ is the compass, and he is going to empower each of us to create the environment we want and need so we can, in our own way, level up in life. And I wrote about that leveling up. And as I'm preparing to turn 60, this is what's up for me. I feel like right now I am getting ready to do more in my life, do something. I've been doing something that's harder, and then leveling up to a higher level of satisfaction. So if that's what you're after, higher levels of life satisfaction, growing communication, growing your empowerment, these sessions are for you. And it is going to be 2 days. I broke it all down in the chat notes. So August 6th, it will start with a walk in the park. This is where you get a buddy that you've never met before. And Russ will give you a topic that the two of you talk about. And then everyone comes together, and then Bob Sachs and Russ will do a little session and help us kind of get some tips on communicating, listening well, and hearing to understand. That night, there will be a dinner, and you have to sign up for that. I'm going to get a sign-up sheet in the binder because I do need everyone to sign up by the 23rd for that. And this, he calls it Dinner and a Fight Crossed Out, and it is dialogue, or what do we say in the meeting? Dinner and a conversation. Okay. So again, he's going to have people give you icebreaker topics to talk about, and then really break down how we can communicate better. So this is a deeper dive, as he says. So it's deep, it's progressive, it's cutting edge, and I feel we're lucky to have this here. So if this is singing to you, please come check it out. The next day, it will be a town hall type meeting where Russ will just be facilitating. If you have concerns, ideas that you want to share, just come on to the session. There will be 2 sessions. They're identical. He wanted a smaller group, so he's doing one session at 12:30 and one session at 3 o'clock, but they are identical. So he doesn't want people to come to both because he wants to have a small, intimate discussion with 30 people or so. I don't know how many of you are going to show up, but if you have any questions about that, please do talk to me, because this is very different, and I know I have a hard time explaining all of this, but I will do my best. Okay, and on Wednesday, on what day is that? July 18th, 2 o'clock. As Carolee said, we have true and false. This is the true and false I've done here. We figured, why not bring that over to Masonic Home? Expose them to it, see if we can get a group to come here. Maybe we do it there, we do it here. Maybe we do it more often. I don't know. We're just looking at ways to expand what the heck we do. But that is going to be 2 o'clock in the auditorium. We'll have refreshments and little snacks. And then on July 25th, we have a root beer social out on the auditorium patio, the sit-down patio there. And that will be at 2 o'clock. You can enjoy a tasty treat, maybe meet some new people. And again, something new. Root beer floats outside. So that is all I have for you. I hope you all have a beautiful evening.
Lovely. Thank you, Penny. Sorry, I dropped one of the flyers down there. I can pick that flyer up actually and put it in my notes because I haven't printed them yet. Do you want it to go out?
Oh, yes. Thank
With the notes?
Thank you, Chad.
I'll scan it in there. Bueno, bueno, bueno. Okay, I already talked about the Giants, so that one's gone. I don't have a lot tonight, guys. I only have 4, 5 bullets. Oh, I got Bill standing there. New process for locking and unlocking the apartment. So thought maybe you'd be interested in knowing how things are going. since we got the new locks installed, I know it was a bit of a struggle for everybody to get the damn thing to work because they're new locks and they're a little tight and they're a little not as easy as the 14-year-old locks we've had that are rounded down and slide in and out pretty damn easy. So one of the things I talked with the locksmiths about when they were going through the change was, we've got an issue here with these things. They're like really hard to work. And he said, well, not so much they're hard to work, that's just a different key. First of all, you got a brand new cylinder and you have brand new keyway in there with very sharp, exact points. And then you have a key that's very sharp and exact points. So it's kind of like the locks in 2010 when they opened the building. Had the same problem then because they were all brand new. We're having the same problem now, except it's increased by the fact that the keyway for this new Primus lock is actually smaller and tighter than the original keyway we had, and it's all part of the security for the Primus locks. So you got to be very exact at getting them in there. And I know you guys are having some trouble. I think it's calmed down. We're not hearing as much about it, but please be patient and please do not leave your apartment unlocked because you are having a problem with your lock. Call us and let us help you with it. I've already heard some people say, well, I'll just leave it unlocked. No, don't leave it unlocked, please. That's not the answer to it. Just have a little patience, work on it. Most people are telling me that if you approach the keyway with the key almost like downward motion, and as it touches in and straighten, they seem to have more success that way. I don't know. I don't have to deal with them. I'm unfortunate, but if you do have issues, let us know. Kevin's got lubricant. We can keep trying that until they kind of soften up a little bit. But the good news is that the process that we're going through, we have 5 key holders, is what we call key holders in the building now. I explained this to you before. There's 5 key holders. I'm one of them, Kevin, Tice, Mona, and the caregiver. So in the process during the day, and we've been listening to this very carefully on the radio, monitoring this system because the housekeepers go to an apartment, and if nobody's home and it's an apartment that has said, yes, you can come clean my apartment, they have to call for a key holder to come and unlock the door if you're not there. And so they call for a key holder. One of us will go. I'll go from my desk if it's like on the first floor or second floor or close by. And if you notice, Freddie's around. Y'all remember Freddie? Some of you remember Freddie. Worked there for years as the engineer. Well, he's actually doing part-time work for us because Jan's in Fiji, and Jan's coming back, and then Kevin is going to be gone for 3 months because of a medical issue. So Freddie's kind of helping us on and off in between his job. So it's kind of nice to have him back. It's like the old days having Freddie back on the radio. So those are the 5 key holders in the building. They're the only ones that have a master key. So they have to respond to unlock the door and then relock the door when the housekeeper's done. So far, it's working out pretty well. We're finding that after lunch is when we're getting most of the calls. The housekeeper's calling for a key holder. Not so much in the morning or late morning, and after lunch, most folks are gone, so it's understandable. But so far, it's working. We're averaging 3 to 4 calls a day, and it's something we can handle. So we're kind of watching it and monitoring the system, and so far, it's working fine. So I'm very excited about the fact that we have this higher level of security in the building now, and so far, it's working well. So I wanted to share with you what an update was on that whole program and how it's been doing. I'm sorry?
Behind you, young man.
Okay, over there.
Come on down.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, well, I would tell you that a few folks didn't really understand what they were doing when they signed those forms. I would say to you, have your friend call Mona and reconfirm whether or not she checked or circled yes or no. Because we've had a few folks that have called us and said, well, I didn't mean that, or I didn't understand what it was, and I want to change it now. So we've gone through that process, which we knew we would. So have her call Mona and let's confirm whether or not she did yes or no and get her squared away. The question was whether or not you wanted a housekeeper or engineer to enter your apartment while you were gone. If the answer was yes, the caregiver will come, you're there, she cleans the apartment. If you're not there, she calls for a key holder, the key holder comes in and opens the apartment for them because you said yes. If you said no, they will not go in your apartment. Yeah. Okay. Well, yes.
Okay, so I read the, report on the key. It's $40.
A replacement key is $40. That's the cost. A duplicate key is $40.
That's ridiculous.
I know it is. But that's what I'm getting charged by the locksmith.
He shouldn't charge that much.
Well, I'm not here to argue with the man. That's the charge. That's what it is. It's $40. I can't do anything about it. The key blank costs him more than a normal blank. This is a very special blank. So it probably costs more. But I want you, wait a minute, let me finish. I'm going to tell you that it's also costing my time because now with these keys, I have to send an email to the locksmith and tell him approval for Nolan to get a replacement. Number one. Number two, I then have to have one of my guys drive down to the locksmith to get that key for you. This is all expense for Acacia Creek. So we need to cover all of our expenses. So I would tell you, be careful with the two keys you got and don't lose them.
We had the same kind of keys. Key blank does not cost that much.
I have no idea what you had at the Shrine Center, so I'm not gonna go apples to apples with you. I'm just telling you, this is our charge. Well, that's great, but I'm telling you what the charge is. That's what it is. Okay, I'm not gonna argue it with you. That's what it is. All right, the camera system, we're still working on the camera system. Then the expansion of the camera system in the building. We have identified every leg of every hallway and the fact that we have cabling system in every hallway from the old Vigil system. Some of you who were here, you remember the Vigil pendant system we had before we went to Sarah? Well, that system is in all the hallways in the ceiling. If you look at those black antennas that are up there, that's what it is. It's the old Vigil system. Unbelievably, as we're walking around with this guy, we find out that all of that cabling is all Cat 5 and it will take care of our cameras. So we don't have to pull cable throughout the building. So it's allowed me now to put more cameras in than I expected I could. So we're going to have a camera in every leg of the hallway. As you know, these legs jig and jag, and we have the T over here and all of that. But we have visual antennas in all of these areas. So we're going to be putting in the center of every leg of hallway a dual camera shining both ways. And in the T, we're going to have cameras shining down. We're going to add more cameras, not only in all the hallways that will allow us to zoom in to any person going into any apartment, but it's also going to be, the cameras are going to be added in the annex and in the gym, in the outside areas, looking at the lobby to front doors, because we have antennas out there for Vigil. So we're going to have cameras that are pointing down the drive, looking at the roadway all the way down to the curb to the east end and all the way to the west, looking up toward Masonic Home. And to all the cottages, both cottages are going to have cameras shined on them, and we're going to add some cameras in the garage. So we're going to be adding a ton of cameras in the building, aside from all the ones that are going to cover all the hallways. And because of that, that kind of delayed us a little bit because I added on like 10, 12 more cameras to the entire system in the building. So we're going to pretty much have eyes everywhere. And And I'm kind of excited about that. So the good news is that they're saying that because we have all the cabling, first of all, we saved probably close to $100,000 in pulling cable through the building. But secondly, we also have many areas that we can now have cameras that we didn't before. And some of our original cameras we're going to change. We're going to change the ones in the pool to the newer cameras so we have better eyes in the pool. And the loading dock area where we have a camera, those are older cameras. We're replacing those. So there's going to be lots of cameras everywhere. And so if your dog is pooping in my walkway, I'm going to know, and I'm going to put you on channel 61. If your dog is peeing on my yellow strip out in front of the front door, I definitely will put you on channel 1. So just be aware. Big Chucky's going to be watching. Larry.
That record the speed of the people going up.
Does it record the speed? No, it doesn't, but it'll be going by pretty fast. No, we don't have license readers on these either. Yeah, but we're doing more with areas we've never had the ability to have covered, which is really good. Our system, and it's the same system we have now. We're not upgrading the system. It's going to take all these cameras, but we typically hold the system holds the recordings for every camera. I think it's 30 or 45 days before it starts recording over it again. So we've got them for quite a while. So that's the good news on that. I'm sorry. Somebody had a question over here? Yeah, the garage, I'm going to add a few more so that we can see not only the gates, but we'll be able to see like halfway center looking both directions. So that because it's right next to the MPOE room, which is down there across from the main elevators, that's where the head of the system is. So that I can pull cable to because that's cheap. But it gives me the advantage of having additional cameras in the center pointing both directions. Yeah, so that's part of it too. And then if you think any place else, I swear I'm putting cameras everywhere I can put cameras because this is the moment to do it, to have this place totally covered. Bill?
Just to say, it's very important if something happens in your apartment to report it immediately. Follow up with the camera.
Yeah, what Bill's saying is obviously if you see something, say something, right? It's the old saying that's out there. If you see something happen, or if you know something that happened, you need to get to us right away. We only have 30, 45 days of coverage, and that recording is going to go away. So give us a chance to be able to use these cameras positively and be able to take care of any situation that arises. I just love the fact that we're going to have so much more coverage for security with all of these cameras around the building outside and around the building inside. We're going to put them in the dining room facing the front door. Not that I want to watch you eat, but I want coverage on that dining room. We're going to have coverage in here. If there's incidents that happen, I want to be able to have a recording of it. So I'm looking at every place that I can get a camera to be able to help us out when we have issues to deal with. Okay, any more questions on cameras?
Yeah, does the light come on? When the camera's there, so we can wave?
No, you won't see a light on the camera. The question is there a light that comes on? Just know that anywhere you go in this building, John, I'm watching you. You're being recorded. Okay.
There's a good side? I don't have a good side.
Yeah, when you find the good side, let us know and we'll put it on. Let's see, wanted to touch bases quickly on the COVID flyer I sent out last week, only because I wanted to make sure everybody was aware that we have a bit of a surge going on with COVID. The latest flirt, they call it flirt variant, is out and about. They've seen a little uptick in the hospitals, not a lot because this variant is coming and going fairly quickly. We just had 3 in our building this last week that were in isolation. So it does come and go. Typically it's running like it did a few months ago. This new variant lasts, and if you've been vaccinated, thank you, because that kind of helps you get through it quickly. 3 or 4 days, 5 days, you're going to be through quarantine and be off. That's the norm. There's always exceptions to the rule. But they are saying that the most common symptom is sore throat. So this one's a little bit different. We typically have always started with sniffles and like the cold-like kind of thing. Predominantly, they're seeing almost most of the cases are starting out with a sore throat. So if you get a sore throat, just think about it. Me, if I get a sore throat, it's because I snored last night. But if you are aware of a sore throat happening, just pay attention to your bodies and keep aware of it, and call any of our caregivers to come up and give you a test. We just got a whole new supply of 640 tests in, so we're ready to take tests anytime we need to. Want to make sure you guys stay safe, and also we try not to spread it around the building. And we did good with the 3. We didn't spread from those 3 that caught a little bug somewhere. So again, it's always just a reminder to be safe. Wash your hands a lot. Watch out for people that are coughing, even in the dining room here. If you're sitting with somebody at a table and they're coughing, if they're not, remind them to use their napkin to cover their mouth. John has a question.
I want to thank your staff for taking care of Mary and I when we came down.
Yeah.
And it was really nice that they took care of us, they looked after us, they came up to our apartment, checked us out. It's very good to know that they take care of you.
Well, I appreciate it, John. I don't consider you old, but yes, John's saying that he's thanking the staff or the caregivers and the rest for keeping an eye on them while they were positive and quarantined in their apartment. You know what? Sad part is we've had a lot of experience at doing this, and so I think we're pretty good at it about getting your meals to you and doing all of that, just because of the years we've had to do this. But thank you for that. I appreciate it, and I know they would appreciate it, because we're going to continue to watch you the whole time. If you're positive and you're in your apartment, we're typically following what's called the 1-3-5 rule, which means we're going to be testing you first day, third day, and fifth day. That's pretty much the common rule right now. And quite frankly, with this variant, the 5th day, a lot of folks are shooting negative. So you're off. You're up and gone. It's not like the old days where you're going to have to stay in there for 10 days. And in some cases, the county's even saying that you may not be positive, but you may have a symptom, but the symptom's going away. So the 2 test rule they give us is symptoms or positive testing. Just because these variants are much lighter. The effect is much lighter on the body than the original stuff we dealt with in the beginning. And all of the vaccinations are important. And I hope you all got vaccinated, because it makes life easier when you catch it. You're going to be down, and you're going to be back up again and out. So thank you, John. I appreciate it. Yeah, I unfortunately we have more experience at this than we really wanted to have, but I think we've done really well here over the last 4 years in taking care of our residents. Just a quickie on occupancy. We are 81%. We're projected for 86% on the move-ins that we have scheduled. And so far, we're still predicting that we're going to hit 90% by the end of October, which is the end of our fiscal year. And that's our goal. Quite frankly, we are on goal with our projections for move-ins. For the year, we are under in our expenses with the exception of marketing, but I can share with you, yes, we're spending a lot of money on marketing, and that's getting the place full again. So yes, I admit that I'm spending money on marketing. The board knows it. I tell them that, and I'm saying, look, this is what we got to do. So I'm okay with that. All the other departments are under budgeted expenses, so we're watching our pennies. But in the end, if we can hit the goal and hit 90% by Halloween, October 31st, which is the end of our year, we'll be in good shape. And I'll walk out of here at 90%, and I'll be very happy about that. Yes. Like to get the place back up before I go. So yeah, happy and excited that we're still on a roll. and that it looks like we're going to meet that projection. All right, Bill has a couple of words. Come on in.
First of all, I do want to mention that we have had overdoses here. And a lot of people do have opiates because they have extreme pain. We have had opiate overdoses. Munis staff has had to deal with them. So it could happen to a neighbor or even a spouse. I do think this program that's coming up is worthwhile. The second thing I wanted to talk about is election. Our council is going to have an election in the latter half of September. The sign up for the election is going to be in the latter part of August, so just about a month away. You have to have been here a resident by November 1 of 23 to run. We've had complaints that there've only been 3 people running for 3 positions, so there hasn't been a real election in a while. There are 4 positions. We're going to urge as many people who would like to do this to run. The council itself has 2 important functions. One of them is to raise the money that we give to our team members in November. And so far, we're doing well on that this year. We'll be putting out additional information on asking for funds later on this year. The other thing we do is to work with management to give them a feeling for what residents think is important. We're going to have a major change in the dining room, for example, and I think it's important for people to come and be aware of that change, give management feedback on that change, etc. So those are the 2 things that we do. We're also asking that anyone, including people who moved in very recently, get involved in committees. We have large number. We have a committee for TGIF when we have the fundraiser for our team members, gifts that we give them at the end of the year. And also we have entertainment. We'd love to have somebody to chair that committee. I'm doing it right now. I chair enough already. The other thing is that there, as I said, there's a variety of committees. 2 of the most important are culinary, people giving feedback on food. I don't think there's anything here that has more conversation than the food. But also there are many other committees. And there's also a separate committee, separate from the council, that writes the journal. We could use more people to write and to do the technical work of setting up the journal. So a variety of committees, anyone's would like to come and talk to me. We did do a presentation a couple of months ago on committees. Everybody's welcome to volunteer. And again, you can come to me, or if you know who the chairperson is of the committee you're interested, please do that. But again, we'd like to have a real election come September, and please volunteer. It's not a lot of work to be on there, but it's very important. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Bill. Appreciate it. Somebody else wanted to say, come on up. Come on down. Come on up or down. I don't know which.
Whatever. Thank you,
Face the
Chuck.
camera.
Okay. I just wanted to mention the paperback library on the 2nd floor and to say thank you to Chuck for the beautiful new bookcase that we have up there. The library has been completely redone, and I want you all to come up and take a look at it. In the big new bookcase, we have, it starts with the A's. All the books are alphabetized by author. And so from the end by the windows, all the way down. It'll go from A to Z. And we do have one bookcase with a few large print books, fiction, and hopefully we'll get more. I'm sure we have more and some are probably out. But please come up. And I wanted to thank Kathy and Liz for helping me finish up the library. We did it over the weekend. And I hope you all come up and use it and enjoy it. And what?
Do you want any more books?
Well, come and see me. Ask me first, please, because we're getting rid of a lot of the books that have such small print that you need a magnifying glass to read them. So whatever, but I know some people have books, but if you're leaving or if somebody has left, they've brought boxes of books, and that is just unacceptable. So we'll take a few at a time. Thank you.
Note, a few at a time, not a box full. Just because you're cleaning out your apartment, don't dump it all on her. Right? Yeah. Thank you. And I so appreciate the volunteers that do this work, because there's a lot of time spent trying to keep those libraries organized and put together for you guys to be able to use them. So please respect them and respect the library areas, both the hardback and the softback. Appreciate it. There's one little bookcase right next to the puzzle table. Are those tapes? What is that? Discs?
They're like books on tape for your car. And
Okay.
audio.
Okay, so yeah, if you notice right next to the jigsaw puzzle on the second floor, there's a small case and it has some in there, and you can use those in your car. Those are audiobooks, or if you have a unit at home, for listening to books that are being read as opposed to having to read if you're having sight problems. So there's that library, and that's actually a very valuable library for us to have, and would love to see that increase even. It's become very popular. Well, frankly, for those poor people that are driving on 580 for 2.5 hours every morning, a lot of them are listening to audio books as they're going through that process. So there are a lot of books that are on audio that might help you if you're having problems trying to read a book. Okay. What did I forget? Anything? I'm 10 minutes ahead, Nancy. You'll be so happy. We're going to finish early. All right. We're done, guys. Have a great dinner. Enjoy.
Chuck.